Hi, my name is Ann Gogarty, and I am a teacher at Dutchtown Primary School in Geismar, Louisiana. I have a Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to remotely participate in your interview process. I have answered your questions honestly and to the best of my ability, and look forward to having the chance to meet with you in person. There were 6 questions you requested that I answer. So, this is the first question. What kinds of trends or changes do you see in educational technology? Technology can be compared to a revolving door. It is always moving. People must keep up with technology, not the other way around. Continual change is an appropriate term when speaking of this topic. The changes that have come about in the last 10 years are phenomenal. The following are a few trends that have captured my interest. The cloud. Aptly named, it allows storage of files without having to produce some type of device in which to save your work. One of the benefits of the cloud is that it is cost effective. You only need to pay for the amount you need. Ebooks. The great things about ebooks are numerous. All books can be stored in one device. Less paper is used. The cost is typically less than the paper version. With a few clicks, any important information can be highlighted. Just a few years ago, a student might be carrying a 30-pound book bag with numerous textbooks, but now they can all be housed in one small device. A reader could possibly have hundreds of books in one small device. And my favorite, the font size can be easily changed to accommodate the reader. Another trend that interests me greatly is the 3D printer. I think they should be commonplace in the school settings. Students can use their imagination and create objects that were previously just images in their mind or on the pages of a book or even in a video. Virtual reality. This presents a new way of approaching education. It offers a new type of discovery and exploration to stimulate learning. We all know that most children would rather play a video game than sit in a desk and listen to a teacher. Research shows that we remember 90% of what we do, which is why virtual reality is such an amazing educational tool. Students can manipulate objects with a virtual environment in order to generate a greater understanding. Hopefully, this will become affordable to schools sooner rather than later. And one-to-one. One-to-one computer access refers to one device per person. Speaking from a personal point of view, I can attest to the logic behind this type of educational setup. We definitely do live in an ever-changing world, and if students are going to have a fighting chance of fitting into the mold of the future, they need to have a working knowledge of technology. I teach in a system where the one-to-one programs have filtered down to 4th grade, and I can see the program easily expanding. As a teacher, I can benefit from the new learning technologies and online academic materials when all students have their own devices. The next question was, what role do you feel assistive technology has in today's classrooms? Assistive technology should be an integral part of any teacher's daily routine, whether the child has an identified impairment or not, and whether it's a special ed classroom or not. Not all students fit into the same learning mold. Therefore, an effective teacher will meet the standards for all. When assisting any student who cannot master the material as it is presented, the teacher must find a way for the student to learn. This can be done in many ways. For example, something as simple as a dry erase board to write the letters or numbers on, or adding textiles to picture books. For students with larger learning deficit, tech-based tools are abundant. A few that I have had the chance to work with are Kurzweil and various different electronic spellers. The next question was, what technology skills does a teacher need to be a successful classroom tech leader? A successful classroom tech leader should strive to enable and encourage learning and individuality. An example of this could be starting each student at a level in which they are proficient. This would mean designing learning experiences that all can participate in or work proficiently on their own. If a tech leader wants to be effective and earn the respect of students, then modeling appropriate skills is the place to start. An example of this would be working with students and not just telling them what to do. As mentioned earlier, technology is ever changing and everyone should continually engage in professional growth. There are numerous ways to make this happen. One way of participating in professional development is to meet at an appointed day during teacher planning periods. If teachers know they have a scheduled meeting every other Tuesday at planning, they could be prepared with questions and ready to move to the next level. The next question, how would you decide what to do on a staff development day? Planning staff development for teachers can be effective if planned appropriately. Here's a quick rundown of the steps I would take from planning to implementation. First, I would look at the data from state testing to determine if there was a significant deficit across grade levels. If, for example, writing scores were lower, then I would plan on addressing a method of change. I think the first step in working toward increasing scores is to start with the basics. I would provide state standards to the participants and ask them to clarify the meaning. What does the standard look like in real life? Possibly give examples of what they think the standard would look like at a particular grade level. Next, I would ask them to compare their work with other grade levels. For example, have kindergarten teachers share their findings with first grade teachers compare with second grade teachers, and so on. The goal in this exercise would be for all grade levels to compare expectations in an effort to ensure flow from one grade to the next. This would definitely be an ongoing series of meetings. I think meeting once per quarter to share student work would be enough to determine if there has been growth. What does all of this have to do with technology? Quite a bit, actually. Teachers can have a continual dialogue with each other through a setup like Google Drive. They can add to, edit, confer, and even collaborate with each other while waiting to meet again as a faculty or group. Another way this ties into technology is that students must learn to be proficient in typing. What better way to do this than have them create their writing assignments on a computer? As they move into higher grade levels, it is the expectation that students type documents. Another question, describe one new technology resource for your school. KidPix Studio Deluxe. I found out about KidPix a while ago and thought it was a great tool for younger students. It is a very simple to use drawing program aimed at children. It has been around since the 90s and has grown and improved over the decades. The newest feature is the 3D aspect. This is an awesome addition to the software because it makes the objects and animations seem to jump off the page. Another new feature is the flipbook button, which allows kids to create an animated story all on their own. What better way to get kids interested in storytelling at a young age? And that's certainly not to say the average 4th or 5th grade student wouldn't love to do the same thing. KidPix has been on the market for over 2 decades and has proven to be a favorite of children. It can be purchased for Mac or Windows and can also be purchased by an individual or in bulk. Possible pricing for 2 computer labs would run somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,500. This unique system has received numerous awards, and children from ages 4 to 14 enjoy creating stories and short movies to showcase their imagination. A few of the awards this program has received are the Editor's Choice Award from Children's Technology Review and Parents' Choice Silver Award. The last question: what would I do with $50,000 to spend on technology? Wow, that would certainly be a dream come true for a technology leader. My choice would be to purchase smart tables for grades K through 3. These interactive tables would be such an asset to the students. Having smart tables on your campus would make your school the envy of everyone around. These interactive tables mix students together for an irresistibly captivating experience. So inclusive, learners of every ability will grow academically and socially. So fun, they'll forget their learning. There are currently 2 major manufacturers of this type of technology. Promethean, whose table allows 6 different students to collaborate on it and runs around $10,000 per table. Smart Table, created by Smart Technologies, allows only 4 students to work together at one time, but their board costs about $8,000. Both companies have created a table that is easy to set up and have included incentives with purchase. Promethean seems to be the better deal, as they provide 1 year of training in the form of on-site training as well as video conferencing. I would purchase 4 tables for use in grades K through 3. With each table costing $10,000, this would cost $40,000. There are additional items that can be purchased with the table, like speakers and even document cameras. 4 sets of speakers would cost $2,000, and 4 document cameras would cost $1,000. Additional funds would be held for updating software and extending the warranty. I would plan on purchasing the equipment in the second quarter of the school year, possibly during the last few months. This way, students have mastered most of what is required in the school year, and teachers could take the time to work with students as well as learn the system themselves. Learn by doing is always the best approach, and this way, when the new school year starts, the teachers will feel confident in introducing this new learning system to students. Thank you for the opportunity, and I hope to hear from you soon.